Hi, my name is Connor, and this is my kitchen. I'm gonna make fried chicken sandwiches. So it's the night before, and I'm gonna make my pickle brine. I'm gonna add some white distilled vinegar, some turmeric, garlic cloves, black peppercorns, brown sugar, and some kosher salt. Then I'm gonna whisk that all together and put it on my stove and bring it to a boil. Then I'm gonna go over to my cutting board where I have 5 pickling cucumbers. You can also use English cucumbers. I have 5 pickling cucumbers. These are some small, not small, but short cucumbers. They're gonna be really good for the pickles. I cut them long ways so that they fit right good on the sandwich. And if you're using the English cucumbers, you can cut them like this, but I would also cut them horizontally in half first. Then once you have all your pickles cut, you're gonna add those to your jar. And once you have all those in your jar, you're gonna bring your brine over and pour it right on over those cucumbers. Make sure you get all the spices and aromatics into the jar. You can try to push it down, but don't do it as hard as I did. You'll spill brine all over your counter. It's not good. Then you're gonna foil lid it if you can't find the lid. Wrap it up. Wipe up the brine you spilled if you spilled it like I did. And then you're gonna go ahead and label your pickles. Always label fermentation things, brines. Just makes it easy. You know when you did it. There's no confusion. It's just safe. So you're gonna go ahead and throw that in the fridge overnight, and it'll last, I'd say, about 2 weeks. Now we're gonna go ahead and make our buttermilk brine. So we're gonna take about 2 tablespoons of kosher salt, some black pepper, and then we're gonna add a quart of buttermilk. Buttermilk's gonna add a nice tang and just give a nice creamy medium to put our chicken into. That sounds kind of gross. Creamy medium. Put our whisk on the counter, drop it, walk away. Then we're gonna add some cayenne pepper to the mix to bring some heat. Now this isn't the only heat. You can add hot sauce too. I forgot to. I'll remember it in a second. Pick up our whisk and wash it. Then go ahead and give that brine some whisk action. Now let's move on to our chicken. I like chicken breasts. I think the texture is better on them than chicken thighs, and I also like the taste. Some people like chicken thighs, and that's okay. If you like those, use those. I use these big chicken breasts. You can go ahead and use 5-ounce breasts, 10-ounce breasts, which these are. If you use 5-ounce breasts, I would go ahead and just pound those out. I use these big ones, so I just went ahead and cut them in half, like so, making 2 patties for each breast that I had. Now I'm going to add them all to my brine. And now I'm going to realize that I forgot hot sauce. So I'm going to grab that from the fridge and add it right into my bath of buttermilk. Massage the whole thing, then cover and refrigerate overnight with the pickles. Alright, it's the next day and we're going to go ahead and make our Chipotle Mayo. In a food processor or a bowl, if you don't have a food processor, you can use an immersion blender or just a regular blender. Just if you use a food processor or a blender, just add 2 cups of mayo into the bowl of the food processor or blender and a whole can of Chipotle and adobo sauce. The whole freaking thing. Push the cat off the counter, and then you're going to go ahead and add 3 cloves of garlic. Go ahead and process that up until it's nice and smooth. Alright, now it's time to make our seasoned flour. Take 5 cups of flour and add turmeric, kosher salt, fresh cracked black pepper, and some dried basil leaves. You can use fresh if you can get that. I can find them at my grocery store, but all my fresh basil plants died, so I'm using dried today. Give it all some whisk action. Now we've got our Buttmilk Brine and our seasoned flour. We're going to go ahead and uncover our Buttermilk Brine chicken. It's been in here for about 16 hours at this point. You're going to go ahead and add some of your brine into that seasoned flour. And what that's going to do is give you some little crispy bits in there and give some good texture on the outside of our chicken. Go ahead and mix it up so the crispy bits are distributed all throughout the flour. And find the nicest piece and coat it in the seasoned flour. Make sure you get it real aggressive with you pressing here. You want to make sure that the chicken is very coated. And when the brine mixes in with the flour, it almost creates a sort of batter, which I think is great for fried chicken. And then you're going to go ahead and rinse and repeat with all of your chicken fillets until no chicken remains in the brine. One thing you can also do is, instead of a Chipotle Mayo, you can also make a hot sauce. And if you do that, I would go ahead and use butter, some cayenne pepper, brown sugar. Go ahead and melt your butter in your pan. Add your brown sugar and cayenne to that. Then you can go ahead and add some salt, freshly cracked black pepper, and if you have it, some garlic and onion powder. And then you're going to go ahead and, after you fry your chicken, dunk that in that, if you want a little bit of a more spicy option. So now we're going to get our oil heated up to 350 Fahrenheit. And when you have it up to there, you're going to want to go ahead and crank your stove all the way up. What that's going to do is maintain temperature. Because when you drop a cold piece of chicken into hot oil, it's going to drop that temp. So always lay away so you don't splash oil up onto your hand and burn yourself. I have many burns on my hand, as you can see. Do it in batches. Do not overcrowd your oil, or else it's going to drop your temp super low. You're not going to get even cooking. You want a golden crust. So now it's assembly time. Get a nice toasted bun and add your Chipotle Mayo to the bottom. Make sure you get a nice spread on that. Next, we're going to bring over our pickles that have been sitting in the fridge for about 18 hours at this point. They look real nice. That turmeric gives it a bright orange color. I like to cut it in strips instead of circles. I just think that works better for a sandwich. You can add as many as you like. I like to add about 3 per sandwich. Alright, next the piece de resistance, our fried chicken. Now we're going to top it with our bun, get our knife, and cut that chicken sandwich right in half to reveal a beautiful cross section, some nice juicy chicken. Alright, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you try it. If you liked the video, give it a like, and I hope you subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching.